evening, everyone. Love is one of the most mysterious, beautiful, and transformative journeys we embark on. We spend our lives wondering when, where, and how we'll meet the person who will truly see us, understand us, and walk beside us through life's twists and turns. But what if I told you that meeting your soulmate isn't a random coincidence? What if I told you it's part of a grand divine plan? God's timing is perfect. This is something we hear often, but do we truly understand what it means, especially when it comes to love? We live in a world where everything is fast-paced. We swipe, we match, we connect instantly, and in that speed, we start believing that love should happen just as quickly. But real love, the kind that is divinely orchestrated, doesn't work on our timeline. It happens when we are truly ready, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Many people wonder why they haven't met the one yet. They look at their friends getting engaged, married, and building families, and they begin to question, why not me? The answer isn't always easy to hear, but it is profound. The reason you haven't met your soulmate yet is that God is still preparing you, or He is still preparing them. Imagine giving a masterpiece to someone who doesn't appreciate art. Imagine offering a diamond to someone who only sees a rock. Timing is crucial. If you meet your soulmate before you are ready, you might not recognize them. You might not be in the right place in life to cherish and nurture the relationship. Similarly, if they're still on their journey of growth, they might not be the person you are meant to walk through life with just yet. God's plan is intricate. It is woven with moments of joy, heartbreak, lessons, and growth. Every relationship that didn't work out, every tear you shed, every moment of loneliness, it all serves a purpose. It refines you, it teaches you about love, about patience, and most importantly, about yourself. Before you can love someone else fully, you must first understand and love who you are. Sometimes we think we are ready when we are not. We convince ourselves that just because we desire love, we are prepared for it. But desire and readiness are two very different things. True love requires emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the ability to give and receive love without conditions. If you are still holding on to past wounds, insecurities, or unresolved emotions, those things can cloud your ability to recognize and embrace the love that is meant for you. This is why God doesn't work according to our timelines. He works according to His plan, and His plan is always perfect. If you feel like you've been waiting for too long, trust that the waiting has a purpose. Instead of focusing on when love will come, focus on becoming the person who is ready to receive it. Work on your growth, heal from your past, and build a life that makes you happy, independent of whether or not love arrives today, tomorrow, or years from now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that finding a soulmate will complete them. But you are already whole. A soulmate doesn't come into your life to fill an empty space. They come to complement the person you already are. That is why God's timing is so important. He ensures that when the right person enters your life, you are ready to receive them with an open heart and a clear mind. If you rush into love without this readiness, you risk settling. You risk choosing someone out of loneliness instead of love. You risk entering a relationship where you constantly seek validation instead of bringing your own self-worth into the partnership. And that is not the kind of love God intends for you. God's love is intentional. When He brings two people together, it is for a greater purpose. It is not just for companionship, but for growth, for strength, and for something far beyond what we can immediately see. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine protection. Sometimes what seems like rejection is actually redirection. So if you are still waiting, take comfort in knowing that the delay is not a denial. Use this time to become the best version of yourself. Pursue your passions, build strong friendships, deepen your faith, and live fully. Because when the right person does come, you will realize that the wait was worth it. You will see that God's timing was never off. It was always perfect, aligning you with the love that was meant for you all along. Life has a way of shaping us, sometimes in ways we never expected or wanted. Love in particular is one of those experiences that teaches us, breaks us, and rebuilds us. When it comes to meeting the right person, the one who will stand beside you for a lifetime, God doesn't just hand them over to you instantly. Instead, He prepares you through challenges, heartbreaks, and seasons of waiting, molding you into the person who is capable of receiving and giving true love. Heartbreak is painful, and often it feels unfair. We invest time, emotions, and energy into relationships that sometimes don't work out. We give our hearts to people who don't appreciate or reciprocate our love. We hope, we dream, and then we find ourselves picking up the pieces of something that felt like it was meant to last. In these moments, it's easy to feel like love is slipping away, like we are losing a chance at happiness. But what if we looked at these experiences differently? What if instead of seeing heartbreak as an ending, we saw it as preparation? Every failed relationship, every disappointment, and every moment of loneliness is not a punishment, it is a lesson. God uses these experiences to shape us, to teach us what love truly is, and to help us recognize what we deserve. When you experience pain, you learn resilience. When someone breaks your trust, you learn to value honesty. When you feel neglected, you learn how important it is to be with someone who sees and values you for who you are. These lessons are essential because they refine us, preparing us for the love that is truly meant for us. Think about it this way. If you had met your soulmate 5 years ago, would you have been ready for them? Would you have known how to love them in the way they needed? Would you have been the best version of yourself? Most likely, the answer is no. That's because growth takes time. It takes experience. It takes moments of doubt and pain that push us to reflect, to change, and to become better. God allows heartbreak not because He enjoys seeing us in pain, but because He sees the bigger picture. He knows that every tear you shed is not wasted. It is watering the soil for something greater to bloom. He knows that before you can meet the right person, you must become the right person. A person who is strong, secure, and ready to love without fear or hesitation. So many people make the mistake of thinking that love is about finding someone who will heal them. But true love is not about healing. It is about growing together. If you are still carrying unhealed wounds from your past, you might not be able to fully embrace the love that is meant for you. That is why God allows certain relationships to fall apart, because He knows you need time to heal, to understand yourself, and to build a foundation of self-love before you can truly connect with another person. Seasons of waiting can be frustrating. Watching others find love while you are still waiting can make you question if you are doing something wrong. But you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are simply in a different chapter of your story. And this chapter is necessary for what comes next. Instead of focusing on what you don't have yet, focus on what you are gaining in this time. Focus on the growth, on the lessons, on the inner strength you are developing. Because when the right person finally enters your life, you will realize that every moment of waiting was worth it. You will see that the heartbreaks, the disappointments, and the struggles were all leading you to something far greater than you imagined. When God finally introduces you to your soulmate, it will not be by accident. It will not be forced or rushed. It will feel right. It will feel peaceful. And most importantly, you will be ready to love fully, without baggage from the past, ready to recognize and appreciate the person standing in front of you, ready to build something beautiful that will last. So trust the process. Trust that every challenge, every tear, and every unanswered prayer is part of a bigger plan. Love is not just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. And when that moment comes, you will understand why everything had to happen the way it did. A soulmate is more than just a romantic partner. They are someone who enters your life for a deeper purpose, someone who doesn't just bring you happiness but helps you grow, evolve, and become a better version of yourself. Many people believe that a soulmate is simply someone they fall in love with, someone who makes them feel special. But true soulmates go beyond surface-level emotions. They challenge you, support you, and push you toward your highest potential. When God introduces you to your soulmate, it is not just about love. It is about purpose. The person meant for you is not just there to give you butterflies or make your heart race. They are there to be a part of your journey, to help you fulfill your destiny, and to align with the calling that God has placed on your life. This is why not every relationship lasts, because not every person who comes into your life is meant to walk with you toward your purpose. Think about the relationships you've had in the past. Some may have been beautiful but temporary. Some may have taught you lessons, and others may have left you with heartbreak. The reason these relationships didn't last is that they weren't aligned with your purpose. A true soulmate will not just fit into your life. They will elevate it. They will inspire you to grow spiritually, emotionally. They will push you to step out of your comfort zone and become the person you were always meant to be. A soulmate is someone who sees you for who you truly are, even the parts of yourself that you may try to hide. They don't just love the best version of you, they love the real you with all your flaws, fears, and struggles. They remind you that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you have a purpose greater than you may even realize. They don't complete you because you are already whole, but they complement you in a way that makes you stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. Many people enter relationships looking for someone to fill a void, someone to fix them or make them feel whole. But a soulmate is not meant to fix you. They are meant to grow with you. They challenge you in ways that help you heal and evolve. They don't just make you happy, they make you better. True love is not about finding someone who agrees with everything you say and do. It is about finding someone who is not afraid to hold up a mirror and show you the areas where you can grow. This kind of relationship requires patience and faith. It doesn't always happen instantly, and it doesn't always come in the way you expect. Sometimes your soulmate comes into your life at a time when you least expect it, and they may not look like the person you imagined. But when God brings two people together for a divine purpose, their connection is undeniable. There is a deep sense of peace, understanding, and alignment. A soulmate is also someone who helps you build something bigger than just a relationship. They support your dreams and passions, and you support theirs. Together, you create something meaningful, not just for yourselves, but for the world around you. True love is not just about two people being happy together. It is about two people coming together to make a difference, to leave a legacy, and to walk in the purpose that God has planned for them. When you meet your soulmate, you will realize why things didn't work out with anyone else. You will understand why certain relationships had to end, why certain doors had to close, and why you had to go through seasons of growth and waiting. Because the love that God has planned for you is not ordinary, it is extraordinary. It is love with purpose, love with depth, and love that aligns with His divine plan for your life. So if you are still waiting for that kind of love, don't lose hope. Focus on becoming the person who is ready to receive it. Trust that God is preparing both you and your soulmate for the journey you are meant to share. And when the time is right, when everything aligns as it is meant to, you will meet the person who not only loves you, but helps you become everything you were destined to be. Love is not something that needs to be chased. It is something that happens in alignment with the right time, the right place, and the right person. Many people believe that they must constantly search for love, thinking that if they don't actively pursue it, they will miss their chance. But love, especially the kind that is meant for you, does not require endless searching. It requires faith, patience, and preparation. The right person will come into your life, not because you chased them, but because you became the person who was ready to receive them. When we are young, we are taught that love is something we must go out and find. We see it in movies, in books, and in the world around us, people searching, hoping, and sometimes even forcing relationships to work. But the truth is, love is not a treasure hunt. It is not something you have to run after or desperately seek out. It is something that unfolds naturally when you are in alignment with yourself and with God's plan for you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that they need to do more to find love. They think they need to change themselves, compromise their values, or settle for less than they deserve just to have someone by their side. But love that is forced, love that is chased, is never truly fulfilling. When you force love, you may end up with someone who does not align with your heart, your values, or your purpose. That kind of love may provide temporary happiness, but it will never bring lasting fulfillment. Instead of chasing love, focus on alignment. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Work on your dreams, your passions, and your spiritual growth. Build a life that you love, not because you are waiting for someone to complete it, but because you are already complete on your own. The right person will not come into your life because you chased them down. They will come because you are living in alignment with your purpose, and they are doing the same. When love happens in alignment, it feels effortless. It does not require games, manipulation, or constant worry about whether the other person will stay. It is secure, steady, and rooted in mutual respect and understanding. That is the kind of love that God intends for you. The kind that is built on a strong foundation, not on desperation or fear of being alone. Waiting for love can be difficult, especially when it seems like everyone around you is finding their person. But comparing your journey to someone else's will only lead to frustration. Just because love has happened for others does not mean you are behind or forgotten. Everyone's path is different, and your story is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Trust that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Many people settle for relationships that are not right for them because they are afraid of being alone. But being in the wrong relationship is far lonelier than being single. When you are with someone who does not truly see you, understand you, or align with your soul, you will feel more lost than if you had waited for the right person. Love should not be something that drains you or makes you question your worth. It should uplift you, inspire you, and bring out the best in you. God's plan for love is about alignment, not pursuit. When the right person enters your life, it will not feel like a race to win them over. It will feel like a natural, peaceful connection that grows over time. They will not be someone you have to convince to stay or someone who makes you question your value. They will be someone who recognizes your worth from the very beginning and chooses you just as you choose them. So if you are in a season of waiting, do not waste your time chasing love. Instead, use this time to grow, to heal, and to become the person who is ready for the love that is meant for you. Trust that God is preparing both you and your soulmate for the moment when your paths will cross. And when that moment comes, you will not have to chase it. It will happen naturally, in perfect alignment, just as it was always meant to. Trusting the process of love is one of the most difficult, yet most rewarding things you can do. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, waiting for love can feel frustrating and even unfair. You may look around and see others finding their partners while you are still waiting, questioning whether something is wrong with you. But the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. The waiting is not a punishment, it is preparation. Every moment you spend waiting is part of a divine plan that is working in your favor, even when you cannot see it yet. One of the hardest things to accept is that timing is not in our control. No matter how much we want love, no matter how much we try to make it happen, it will not come before it is meant to. God knows exactly when you are ready, and He knows exactly who is right for you. Rushing into love before the right time can lead to heartbreak, confusion, and relationships that were never meant to last. That is why patience is so important. When you trust the process, you allow things to unfold naturally, rather than forcing something that is not meant for you. Many people struggle with trust when it comes to love. They have been hurt before, and they fear that if they wait too long, they will end up alone. But trust is about believing that what is meant for you will always find you. If you have faith that God has a plan for your life, then you must also have faith that this plan includes love. And not just any love, the right love. The love that is meant to last. When you are waiting for love, it is easy to feel like time is slipping away. You may wonder if you are wasting your best years. If you should settle for something less than what you truly want, just so you are not alone. But settling is never the answer. True love is worth the wait, and anything less than that will never truly fulfill you. If you rush into something just because you are tired of waiting, you may end up in a relationship that drains you rather than uplifts you. A relationship that is built on fear rather than faith will never be as strong as a relationship built on divine timing. Instead of worrying about when love will come, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Use this time to grow, to learn, to heal, and to build a life that makes you happy. Love should be an addition to your life, not the thing that completes it. When you are secure in yourself, when you are happy on your own, you will be in the best position to receive the love that is meant for you. It is also important to remember that love is not just about finding the right person. It is about being the right person. If you want a love that is strong, healthy, and lasting, you must be willing to work on yourself. If you are still carrying past wounds, if you are still holding on to fear or insecurity, those things can get in the way of a good relationship. That is why God gives us seasons of waiting, so we can work through these things before love arrives. Every experience you have had up until now has been preparing you for the right person. Every heartbreak, every lesson, every moment of loneliness has been shaping you into the person you need to be. Nothing you have been through has been wasted. Even the relationships that did not work out have taught you something valuable. They have shown you what you need, what you deserve, and what you will never settle for again. So instead of focusing on what has not happened yet, focus on trusting the journey. Trust that God knows exactly what He is doing. Trust that He is not only preparing you, but also preparing the person who is meant for you. And when the time is right, when everything has aligned perfectly, love will come into your life in a way that is even more beautiful than you imagined. The waiting will be worth it. The process will make sense, and you will look back and realize that every moment of patience, every moment of trust was leading you to something truly extraordinary. When the right person enters your life, everything suddenly makes sense. All the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the long nights spent wondering why love seemed so elusive, it all starts to feel like it had a purpose. The waiting, the unanswered prayers, and even the moments when you felt like giving up on love were never in vain. They were preparing you for the person who was meant to be by your side. Many times, we fail to see the bigger picture when we are in the middle of the waiting season. We get frustrated, thinking that love is passing us by while others seem to find it so easily. But what we don't realize is that God's plan for love is not random. It is intentional. He knows exactly who is meant to be in your life, and He knows exactly when you will be ready to receive them. Imagine if you had met your soulmate too early, before you had grown into the person you are today. Would you have been able to recognize them? Would you have been ready to love them in the way they deserved? Maybe not. And that is why everything had to happen the way it did. The waiting, the lessons, the personal growth, it was all leading you to this moment. When you finally meet the person who is meant for you, love will not feel like a struggle. It will not be something you have to force, chase, or convince someone to feel. It will be natural, effortless, and full of peace. That is the difference between love that is aligned with God's plan and love that is based on our own impatience. Love that is divinely timed does not come with confusion. It does not make you question your worth. It does not leave you feeling uncertain. Instead, it brings clarity. One of the most beautiful things about waiting for the right person is that when they finally arrive, they will understand you in a way that no one else ever has. They will see you for who you truly are, not just the version of yourself you show to the world, but the real, unfiltered, vulnerable you. And they will love you for it. They will not expect you to be perfect because they themselves will know what it means to be imperfect. They will not judge your past because they have their own journey of growth and healing. Together you will build something that is based on honesty, trust, and mutual understanding. This kind of love is different from anything you have experienced before. It does not burn out quickly or fade when challenges arise. It is steady, unwavering, and deeply rooted in something greater than just attraction or compatibility. It is built on a foundation of faith, respect, and shared purpose. It is the kind of love that helps you grow, that encourages you to be better, that stands by your side no matter what life throws your way. When you meet the person God has chosen for you, you will understand why it never worked out with anyone else. The relationships that ended, the people who walked away, the heartbreaks that once seemed unbearable, all of it will make sense. You will see that those experiences were never meant to break you. They were meant to shape you. They were guiding you toward the person who was truly meant for you. And when that person arrives, you will not have to question whether they are the one. You will just know. There will be a deep sense of peace, a feeling of home, a certainty that goes beyond logic. This is the kind of love that God intends for you. The kind that does not just fill your heart, but also fulfills your soul. So if you are still waiting, do not lose hope. Do not let impatience make you settle for less than you deserve. Trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. The delays, the detours, the moments of loneliness, they are not signs that love is never coming. They are simply part of the journey. And when love finally arrives, you will realize that every second of waiting, every tear, every prayer was worth it. Because when love is meant for you, it will find you at exactly the right time, in exactly the right way. And it will be more beautiful than you ever imagined.